Hello, welcome to the Freedom Network. I am your host, Seanin Mouland. We are raising collective consciousness, one free, open, real conversation at a time. And today we have the beautiful Nalinee Diosara. My massive sacred respect and love for this lady. She is so beautiful. I've been following her work for quite some time now. And she was one of the very first people that I encountered. In fact, probably the first that did light language. And everything that she does, it's just so beautiful. Yeah, one of the first of two. And I find her work incredible. It is so deliberate, so conscious, so pure, and she brings through the most incredible transmissions in both art form and sound form and in word. And she's a light. She is a real light. There's real joy within her, and to have her today is just so exciting for me, and a wonderful full circle moment as well. So I can't wait to bring her on. So guys, thank you for being here. Hi Michelle. Hi Terry. Hi everyone. Here is Nalinee. Hello.
Hey. Hi, thank you for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. I am so pleased. I'm so pleased. And I mean that. I didn't tell you that before, but you were one of the very first I discovered who did light language. And I used to listen to yours at night when mine started to come through. And it helped me so much. And I began to understand things that I did not understand before through your transmissions, particularly, to do with galactics, because of how explicit you've been there in your experience. And it was transformative for me. And I find it fascinating because you appear to be ancient and very young at the same time. I'm fascinated to know, and my audience would be fascinated to know how it all began. When did you wake up and where did this all arrive?
Of course. I went through more than a decade of eating disorders, depression, suicidal, addiction to sleeping pills, and so on and so on. All of that was now making sense. All of that was resistance and confusion and not knowing why am I here, and was full on resistance, basically. I remember a day when I was on the 22nd floor, stood on the frame of the window about to jump, and I felt this pull on my left shoulder. I'm like, okay, let me just step back. And half of me wasn't ready to do it anyway, but it was just like dead end. And after a few years, after that incident, few years after, I began to slowly open up my eyes and see how people around me, they were continuing with their lives. And what am I doing? And something just hit me that all of this was my doing. All of the depression, all of the self-sabotaging action, thoughts, and words. So I slowly gave up sleeping pills and all of what I used to escape, including rebuild new relationship with food. Alongside, I began to paint again. And I remember sitting in this room more than 10 years ago thinking, there must be more than just painting portraits, painting what I see. So I started to meditate with intention just to merge my imagination and creativity. And then people started to come in talking about spirit guides, talking about crystals, about oracle cards. And then the curiosity just expand and expand and expand. And yeah, more people that resonate with the shift that I was going through personally came in. With light language, I started like you, listening to very few people online who I feel resonate. And curiosity just expanded into, ooh, how can I do that? How did I do that? And I began connecting with crystal. I began writing the syllable down and started to get comfortable with my voice, started to get comfortable with whatever that coming through. And here we are. I'm still learning. I'm still flowing. I'm still facing the shadow, learning not to judge, learning to integrate both light and dark within me. Also learning to get myself out there in Bangkok and Thailand. Yeah, so it's still it's a journey.
Yeah, it is a journey. I love how you've opened there. It's like, yeah, all of this, all the human experience, and yet soul. Like that is so beautiful. Thank you for that gift of being so in with integrity of the truth of your experience here, because that helps. You know, like I've had quite a tough couple of months, you know, and I'm aware that many have. And you know, you shared something incredible a few days ago, talking about these Atlantean timelines and the breakdown of the patriarchal elements within, but more detail than what I've just said. And the nuances of what you wrote explained exactly on a higher level everything that I have been experiencing, and it has been incredible to witness that. And your transmissions are so exact for me, right? And they have been for such a long time. Like I just find it fascinating. It's like, how are you doing that? Like, how are you doing it? Like, it is beautiful work, Melody. Like, your art is incredible and the transmissions are incredible. Like, you work with a whole plethora of beings. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for what you say. I think we just resonate with one another, eh? And it's one of those things when I get into action of painting and channeling,
Yeah.
is what I'm meant to be doing, is why I'm here. But then again, it's like you said, few months, all of us, including me, been find it challenging to surrender to certain body condition. Finding was a bit challenging, surrender and meeting fear up front and what's being mirrored, because that fiery anger and projection and protection is always very active. But I feel that we are becoming wiser in a way and becoming more mindful of, okay, let's just take a deep breath and be mindful before we project. What are we feeling? What are we processing? What is it within us that we have to meet? You know, I've been there through a period of time where I'm avoiding. No, 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 no. I don't want to be there. I've been there enough. I've been there enough. I've done enough. Those kind of attitude. But then this year it's like, no, you're going back in. No, let's just relook at it with new attitude. And we have to tell ourselves that, look, we have come so far. Don't be scared. You know, we got all the tools, we got all the knowledge, we got all the support to continue to transform what it is that we are transforming. And I feel that with the Atlantis template, it's simply a reflection of distortion of the control and active power within us. We have been lately, the ongoing theme within private session is self-worth, self-love. Stop seeking love and admiration from external world. And even though I'm in a relationship, self-worth, self-love is ongoing task. You know, it's clear that no one's going to give it to you unless you give it to yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's a huge, huge, huge message of the last deep 7 days, even deeper and deeper the last 7 days. My experience of it was to see and understand where still unconsciously I have been tied to a wishing, a need from sources that will not feed. Noticing where I have been attached to wanting, where love does not exist for me, you know, and where I have believed in an identity of being broken and empty and less because of these attachments, and releasing them in some subtle ways within, but also quite brave ways outside also. For me personally, and I know many have resonated with me when I've said this quite recently, I was actually trying out projecting openly, right? Just to see where I had suppressed right? And to witness myself from compassion and say, can I be with what I feel now and not judge myself? Can I see myself now and start to change from there? Because it was so, the programming within, like, of worthlessness, of not enough, was so strong that I was suppressing my anger, suppressing my fears, suppressing my desires, you know, and lots of unconscious patterns playing out around that. And I feel like the last 7 days it's just been, and everything's cleared itself out now, and there is a sense of being stronger, but without a need to project, without a need to seek. So I am with you on that totally. And you're right. Self-worth is a constant process. I had a really interesting experience too, Nalinee, right? And my experience with Galactics is still fledgling. It's like this year is when it became so much more. I had this experience on Sunday where I was releasing and letting go of some really old ancestral programming. And I allowed every energy to arrive, and then I named it, and then I arrived and I named it. And I was like sobbing, choking, like with the pain of what was coming up, and no story attached to that, right? No story, just whatever the energy was. And I closed my eyes, and these silver beings, that's the only way I could describe them. They were like silver with like a tinge of blue, and they had many shapes around their heads, and some of them appeared to be almost feline, not quite feline, right? Sort of surrounded me through the experience, and it was amazing because I felt like myself being touched, and I felt myself being held in it. And straight away, it was like what I was asking, and I was asking to release of myself, from myself. I felt this instant like
Pop.
yeah. And I got up and I went, right, I have been heavy for days. This is just gone. It was incredible. Like, was there a moment for you in your life when your connection to your guides, these galactic relationships, to these star lineages, where that all started to come together?
Yeah. It's moment to moment and day to day kind of basis. What I'm trying, well, not really trying, what I'm doing now is just to be in moment. Otherwise, I get really confused and overwhelmed because lots of information is coming through.
Yeah.
But the experience that you had, congratulations and thank you for going in. It's really we are the one who doing the work. They assisting.
I really needed to. It's been like 2 months of not doing that. So I'm not really older. Congratulations.
For me, it's as you asked, the first thing that came into mind when I was engaging in this Amazonian medicine eye drop that helped me release the old accumulated energetic patterns around my perception, my physical eyes. And in that moment, I felt energy released from my core. And after that day, all of the prejudice, mindset, judgment, perception, the righteousness perception, fear-based perception all rises. And it's like you said, is to be experienced without attachment. It's very much like the process where we feel this deep grief and we don't know where it's come from. We just let it out through our tears. And I feel that this is the next process now when we can experience without that mental reasoning, without that. Once we let go of judging ourselves, why I'm like this, and just allow ourselves to feel that mental body acts simply as support for the higher self to engage with the heart, with emotions, and then comes that moment of experiencing and release.
Yes.
And after that moment of release, it's up to ourselves whether we're going to go back to that cycle or not, or whether we're going to hold our ground and say, hey, I'm new now. Let me relook at this through new eyes, through new belief systems.
Wow. This is so perfect. what you've just said, because like I texted my two best friends after that, and what I said was, I am now consciously choosing not to go back there into that loop anymore. And every day, because it is an old programming, and it's coming from a very deep, very traumatic place inside of me, and it takes me into an archetypal way of being that is not the truth of me, and I lose access to my soul and my heart in that place. And for the last number of days since this clearing, I have literally been saying, I don't go back there anymore. When I feel the pattern rise, and it is dissembling as we speak, and it's why when your beautiful transmission appeared, tears. So it's like, yes, that's exactly what has been happening, and in the deepest way. And I was so grateful to you for that, you know, that pure state of transmission that where you receive and share is very much treasured and makes an enormous difference. The likes of us who are still traversing these waters, you know, like it's
Thank you for saying that, because my partner, my guy's been reminding me, and I feel that, you know, we need to hear this. Give ourselves gratitude every day, every moment. Don't forget to thank ourselves for being at service. And I would like to put it out there also that I've been reminding myself and others, being at service doesn't mean that you sit in the spiritual throne, but it means that you work whatever it is that you are working inside, because that is a true act of way shower, to allow oneself to experience that old template that's shared within the collective consciousness. And once we release that out and anchor new perception, new ideas, new paradigm within ourselves, we automatically pave ways and act as a new portal for other people to tap in telepathically, for them to realize, okay, you know, there's a way.
And it's all energy. Your light language, it's all energy, like your light language transmissions. I remember in my baby days, when I was like listening at night, I really began to understand energy and resonance. That was a new word for me at the time. I had worked in, I'm just telling you about myself now, but I like that we're doing that. But I was working intuitively for years, but there was an identity attached to that. And then when I came across light language, that began to shed, and it became about energy. And I now have so much more room, and it's that state of resonance I understood through you. And it was, you know, I mean it, a beautiful full circle moment to have you here right now, going through such a big change. I feel like everyone is right now. I don't know, like I feel like, do you sense that, like collectively there is something enormous occurring?
Yeah. All the distortion and illusion that we cling ourselves to becoming clear, and we're experiencing that through perhaps challenging, perhaps struggling, until we are the one who say, no, enough BS, enough here, enough now. I'm letting go of all the cling that I hold on to. And that is a shamanic journey. And that is a journey back inwards, to realize that we hold on to many conditionings, many conditions, in order for us to feel validated, in order for us to feel love. And this is just layers and layers, like lotus blossoming or onions peeling. I feel that at the end of this year is going to be one of those things when we're going to make that firm decision of how we're going to flow in the next year to come, how we're going to share ourselves, how we're going to love ourselves more. So thank you. Thank you for sharing yourself as well.
You're welcome. It's a good thing. It's like it matters to me that the expressions in their raw form, which I have to say I am very good at. Their transmissions in raw form. That's just me. This is where I'm at. Like I think I'm the present tense human for so many people.
The present tense human.
not hidden, right? Just nothing's hidden right here, and it matters. I wanted to ask you, right, about the evolution of your work, because there has been a clear evolution. I feel like you've gone through a transformation in the way that you express and the way that your work comes through. I feel like this year especially, there's something so powerful within you, like the way that you are connected in your art. It is just, it has always been beautiful, but there is something truly magnificent about everything that you're bringing in now, a certainty about who you are and what you're here for. And it is interesting to me. Is this aligned with the relationship that you're in? Do you feel that the relationship has fed this expression, this knowing of yourself?
Yep, and it's still a ride in itself. Before, I've noticed that I've been painting to seek admiration. And, I'm honest with that. I'm like, oh, okay. And 2 months ago, I've been put back into a deeper calling of take a break. Come on, take a break. Why are you tired yourself out from painting too much? Why do you need to paint in order to please people? Why? And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm still growing. And it was funny, on one day I was drawing, just simple drawing, and my hand would ache. And I start crying. I'm like, what am I gonna do? My hands. And I'm like, wait. Just remain in my center. All is okay. It's just a ride. It's just a temporary thing. My body will recover. And I'm still have all of these inspiration images and consciousness and beings that I want to paint. But I'm learning to flow with current tasks as well as it's been unfolding. At this moment, I'm beginning to coming out from my closet and offer myself slowly in Bangkok through cacao ceremony, through plant medicine ceremony. That's one of my passion, because I had a big leap of release and growth in the Amazon in 2017. And it was a huge release for me too. So it's becoming one of journey of putting painting aside just for one moment and integrate with another parallel self of my soul journey of embracing that grounded medicine woman and being, like you say, be naked, be vulnerable, be who you are. When you sit in a position of holding the space, you share yourself as well of your own journey to other people. And the relationship with my art, and my art is me. That's all I can say. It's me. It gives me a sense of empowerment.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I'm learning to dance with imbalance, not using it as a distraction of self-love and self-worth. So that is a big lesson for me.
That's yeah, because I could see it, like I could see and sense. It's very powerful that you brought that up, because I can relate to that also massively, and I'm sure we all can, where we have, these aspects to our nature that are divinely designed, unique expressions of our soul. And it is so easy to become deeply attached to those expressions, because they are a part of us, with everything that holds great meaning, for the human. There goes also the wounded child, willing itself to be understood, through it. So I get that massively. The cacao, I saw that you were doing that. So it sounds to me like it's a form of embodiment practice for you now, like you're going through this very huge embodiment phase. How does the cacao support that then? Like, how did you come across that as a medicine?
My relationship with plant medicine began deeply when I was volunteering in Amazon jungle with my partner in 2017. We stay in the jungle for 8 weeks, total of 3 months in Peru. It was crazy and epic. Ayahuasca, the Mother Vine, really opened up. I feel that, once you merge, just being in that jungle, learning from the local, learning from the energy that's being reflected upon you from that land, and also merging with different types of medicine, respectfully and humbly, you realize that everything is merely a ride, and everything, the tiny insects to the largest animal are at their services. It's not our place to judge. It's not our place to interfere. Our place is where we are, tend our own garden, hold our space, be mindful of our own actions and thoughts and emotions. Cacao was nudging me for a year through online reflections. And one day I was like, that's it. I started to research sources online, and I found beautiful ceremony-grade cacao. And I drank it in my own space, and I just cried. Something opened up in my heart, and I release, and just so much love. And within that first drink, I saw myself offering her to other people. And I knew that by me offering her to other people in Bangkok will be a journey for me coming out from my fear of being judged, fear of being in the spotlight. I don't know why. It's just weird. It's all these weird layers of fears. But that's how it is. And the felines in all different representation have been reminding me of courage, walking mindful of your own pause, know that you are connected as above, so below at all times. And yeah, cacao has been something very gentle, but yet powerful and so creative. There's no right or wrong of how you're going to use her. You can use her in dance, in yoga, in breath, in meditation. Yeah.
I love cacao ceremony. I had my very first one just at the end of last year with my husband, and it was deeply feminine, womb-like. The experience was womb-like. I felt like I was being held, and I could see more of myself in that place. It was so beautiful and warm. Such warmth comes through with cacao. She is an expression of all parts of us in being state. Yeah. If I'm honest, it was the being state that arrived within that was very, very much needed at the time. So I can see and understand your resonance with that hugely, because even to listen to you, I go there. I was like, yeah, here I am. Very present just to hear everything you say. And you've experienced ayahuasca too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We volunteer first for 6 weeks, and during those time they offer it to us, and we're like, nah, we work hard and we wouldn't have any energy after ayahuasca, so let's just leave it until we booked ourselves as guests after the volunteer journey. During the volunteer, we had frog medicine, which amazing. And ayahuasca was 10 days journey, 5 ceremony. Up to 3rd, I was like, honestly, I'm going to shapeshift into elf now. Do we need to drink more? Cut. but I pushed myself to drink every ceremony, and I'm glad I did. It's still within me. It's still within everyone who had the sip of that medicine.
Yeah.
And she's the mother. She's the grandmother. She's very different to cacao. Cacao is gentle. Cacao is like, here is where you need to meet. But ayahuasca is like, come in.
No nonsense.
No nonsense. No playing around.
I've not experienced it yet. I'm really, really
Mm.
curious. My husband as well, especially. He's very attracted to it, and he talks about it a lot. And he is still in that place of like the doorways for him need to be physical representations. So the plant medicine makes sense to him right now. And someday we will together. And I am excited for that, because to witness him, even in the cacao ceremony, was really beautiful for me, because it's kind of his first, he's taken his first steps into more here. He's not always been that open. And the plant medicine resonates, makes sense to him. And when ayahuasca happens, I think it'll be incredible, just to watch him go to that place. And I think, because there's only so much I can do, Nalinee. I can't like be his teacher. He has to find his own teacher, and like that's kind of where we're at. I feel like with that.
Yeah, and that's a sorry.
Yeah. Oh, go on.
That's the lesson of the mother self, eh? We learning to differentiate between assisting and interfering.
Yeah.
That's really important. And I would like to share something back to Atlantis template. We all have tasks as well to rebuild relationship, whether it's with our guides, with dragons, with crystal, with plants. Because without a doubt, we all have that inner knowing that at the end of Atlantis, everything was just being manipulated for self-gain, for power, including dragons, including crystals, including plant, minerals, elements. And I feel that within this time and space, we're here now to who feel the calling. Ayahuasca is not for everyone. It's just for those who feel the calling. To sit with that plant spirit, with that Gaia spirit, in a state of humbleness, in a state of surrendering, in a state that we are part of nature. We're not anything master. We're not here to master anything else except ourselves. No, and that is one of the tasks that I feel that many are embodying. To use it with respect, to use it from the heart and less of the ego.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the expression here it's really touched me. That state of not interfering. And working in, it's like communion from reverence with all. Because of the destructive qualities of the ego. Transmutation of that takes natural process, being organic with ourselves from an unforced state. This is what I hear from you in your expression of ayahuasca and of these plant medicines. We are part of all that, and it is that place of respect and reverence, that place of ceremony with ourselves. It's reflected in how we see our world and respond to it. I've been guided to a question now that I've said that. How do you process global experience? How do you interpret global experience from a place of union and coherence with it, particularly when things are a bit challenging? There's quite a lot coming up around the planet about nature right now. Is there anything you could share with us for those who might be finding the struggle of that or meeting the struggle of that at the moment?
First, be mindful that all the external events are reflections of our inner selves.
Yes.
We have choice to engage or not. Be mindful of whatever external events are reflecting upon and trigger. We can get so easily dwell into anger and blame and finger pointing, and that is the distraction of true self-empowerment. What external events inspired you? That is what I always ask myself. Is it inspiring me to use less plastic? Is it inspiring me to remove myself away from elitism construct? You have to ask yourself this question. Second, which is the most important thing, is the paradox. Every event always going to reflect either light or shadow within us. Learn to see the other side of the coin. For example, the recent fire in Amazon triggered a lot of sadness, a lot of grief, a lot of anger within us all. But yet it brought up a lot of awareness of plant medicine. It brought up a lot of attention of people who never noticed Amazonian tribes before, and now they do.
Yes.
So we're going to learn to look at everything through different angles, because one mindset can block oneself from embodying the multidimensional aspects. Yeah.
I get jarred by this. This is so beautiful, right? Like, honestly, what you said makes so much incredible sense, and it can be applied to the self as well for deeper understanding of self. I've been bothered by this recently. I honestly, it's been in my head to write about this, where I struggle with my own decisions at times in hindsight. I've been playing a lot, working with the concept of intention, right? I'm trying to be really clear about how I am creating my reality from pure intent. But then I have this thing I do where I endeavor in hindsight then to double check on my pure intent, question, deny, full of doubt. Was that the right thing? If you look at it from this way, it wasn't the right thing. Well, if you look at it from this way, I torture myself. Right? So, I'm beginning to learn, right? I'm beginning to learn only just now that element of multidimensionality and how to use it in foresight rather than after.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
It's a blend of discernment. It's a blend of notice when the insecurity comes up and stop ourselves. And I always remind people, including myself, that you cannot eat everything on the buffet line at once. Your cup gonna fill in so quickly, and you're gonna feel so overwhelmed. You're just gonna be selective, and what navigates is the heart. It's what you feel so resonate with, not so much here, but it's the heart.
Yeah, that's so true. That is so true. I fully believe I've sorted something out that's been going on for maybe years, just the last 3 seconds of listening to you. Whereas there's been this belief of my choices having unsafe elements to them, right? That I can't ever be certain of the intention of my choices. And as I listen, of course I can. Whatever I choose in the moment from a pure place, this was intention to be well. And so it is. And so it is well, because that was the intent and the purity of the energy behind it. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for that, honestly, because a lot of the distortion that comes through that we see on an external level, it all starts with a belief. It's all about that. And I've just cleared something huge as you've expressed it. Your relationship, right, with your partner fascinates me. His energy is amazing, right?
Yeah.
Both of you together, it's like, oh, it's such joy. How did you come across each other?
We met on Facebook.
Amazing. No way. I met my husband online. Wow.
Oh,
yeah. So tell me.
Yeah, it was during the first few months that I first started to meditate.
Yeah.
And we dwell into the soulmate term and twin flame term until we're like, no, let's just be ourselves now. Let's just flow along this and take it as a normal relationship. Do not hold any expectation. We do not need to be anything else, and just take it moment to moment. Yeah, he's a reflection of the inner child. I call him man boy or boy man. And I'm grateful to have him as a reflection of joy. But then again, it's the journey of self-love and self-worth is just depends to us. It's all us. It's all ourselves. But yeah, we have fun together. We have fun puking, purging, crying, traveling, hiking, and do all these things together. We do. We do.
He's a beautiful energy. You are beautiful together, the energy of you both. I get it. You know, like your smile is never so wide as when you're in a picture with him. It's just so many teeth, you know, and it's beautiful to see. He exudes something that I sense is very important in a masculine. In the masculine, it's that joy state.
Yeah.
My husband is the same. Yeah.
He's so comfortable being silly, and he's just comfortable being himself. He came from a very loving family, which is the total opposite of me, and that speaks of the so much love he has to give.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm grateful.
I was the same as you, where I came from conditional places. And I'm still purging all of those conditions. Still, you know, it
Yeah.
takes a long time. And he was raised on the coast of Brighton, and his dad was a diver, and he had a boat, and he used to take them sailing all around. He went to all sorts of beautiful countries and places, and they were all golden. He had two brothers, and they all had golden hair, and his mum and dad had golden hair, and there they were in the sunshine in Brighton, which is just full of sunshine all the time, on their boats. And I have these kind of transferred memories of this family, and he exudes that all day long. He just is sunshine, and even when he's not, he still has this innocence to him, right, that I have maybe lacked in my life until he came along. But I understand that it's a reflection of myself, though, a part of me that maybe I wasn't present with. So I get that unconditional love and that unconditional state of acceptance and being and everything being okay is a wonderful gift that I've received from my husband. So I can get it, because I can get very melancholy.
Yeah.
I can go into like quite deep places quite quickly.
Me too.
And he offers me the opportunity to return to the present always. And with such simplicity of expression, like it takes only a few words and I'm back in the room. You know, it's like, boom, and he'll fix everything. And it's amazing. So I'm pleased and joyful to see that you two are together and have found each other. And I relate to you as well so much with those titles, you know, because they can get confusing. We can only ever understand the relationship right in front of us, really, you know.
It is. We are human for a reason. We're here to be here. We're here to be here, and I don't even use the word ascension a lot because it is a natural process anyway. And my guys always tell me and people in private session that, look, you don't need to fight or force to be from A to B. It's not that. It's not that. It's about being in the right in each moment of now, and know that within each breath, each moment of now, you can shift, you can choose. That's it. All is just a ride. All is just a ride.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here. I'm having so much fun.
I'm having so much fun. This is amazing. Like it's lovely to have such heart resonance with you in real time. You know, because we've just been absorbing your energy for a long time, and now here you are, and it's beautiful. It's really natural, and I love that you said that about ascension. Thank you. I get really mad at ascension. I do. I get peeved. You've bound to have seen me post about this. Like, I am, like, at the moment, I am the rebel without a cause, right? Who's been, like, posting her shadows up everywhere for the last month. But I'm kind of consciously doing that because I've been this little body of work of repression and condition and not hearing herself for so long. And my self-realization is still occurring. I am still becoming content with my human. Before I get any more multidimensional, I need to sort her shit out, right? So I'm in that place where I'm being really honest when I'm in something. And within an hour or two, it might change. But to me, it doesn't matter because there's pure intention behind that expression. And I know there is. It's like, right, is anybody else thinking this? I just want to put out this awful thought I have, right, to see if I'm not on my own with this awful thought. Because I did that, right? I did that. I pushed and pushed and pushed to move forward. I tried to condition myself and program myself, and I realized it doesn't work like that. It's harmful when it becomes that.
Because we can so get attached into light. And the bottom down is the bottom the core of everything is that everything is neutral fundamentally. Dark doesn't have negative connotation to it. Light doesn't have positive connotation to it. Everything is merely as it is. And I'm learning this too. You know, I've been there with I love light, but then hey, you know, there's gift that's being bestowed within merging with the dark, merging with that mystic self that we're trying to run away from. Yeah.
All of it's already here. Like when I'm at my most connected and aligned, it is a very, very natural state. And magic happens almost without me realizing it occurs. You know, the beautiful transformative aspects of reality where, you know, dimensions do the bump and glide happens when I'm not trying.
Yeah.
And even in those moments where they do, and I try and capture it, it's gone.
Yeah.
So I'm with you in the present moment now, staying in that place, especially when there's crumbling going on, which I feel there definitely is. And I want to extend to everyone watching who's been in that very dark place recently, me too, massively. Probably the deepest place I've been in years. And it's interesting because it's happened during the pregnancy, but for the right reasons, I feel. I was talking to a beautiful friend of mine. I don't know if you know him, Nalinee, and I guarantee because he does this, he will invite you on his show, the Way of Conscious Mindfulness Network, after you've been on here, because he always steals my guests. His name is his name is Seafood Boggy, right? And he will adore you, right? Because he's a Sifu in Qigong, but he's an Englishman, right? Well, he's English. He's like part Russian, part Irish, but he's been raised in England. And I went to meet him on Saturday, and I was sharing with him all of this deep, deep stuff that I've been going through and kind of shifting within myself. And it was lovely to kind of witness where he just returned me to innocence really quickly. He returned me to that place of it all just is, like you've just said, you know, and everything was then okay. I was okay. The world was okay. The choices I've made, the person I am, all of it just is. And I think that just isness is the key to it all. It's like the Tao. Do you know of the Tao?
Yes.
Yeah, of course you do.
Not in theory, not in detail, but I feel it, and it's something that you feel. Yeah, I mean, we all heard these phrases of raising your frequency, but let it be said that sometimes we need to be in a lower vibration to integrate, to do the work, to anchor, to meet, to learn to be in the middle ground, to make peace. Yeah.
That's so true.
Would you like a little bit of transmission?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes, please. That's amazing. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So inviting everyone to sit just comfortably. Make sure that your spine is straight. You can lie down, you can sit up, doesn't matter. Inhale and exhale. Just return all of your focus into each breath. Through your breath, just let go of the worries and concern of the day. Feel your feet. Feel your root. Feel your heart and feel your crown. Feel our heart connects in this web of light of co-creation. Feel your guides, your ancestors, your higher self and your oversoul in your heart and also around you. Masi. Any heaviness, breathe in and out and let it go. Return it to the universe, return them to your guides. You are here, you are now, beautifully, wonderfully, mystically in your own space. Marinia sayo, sayananya sayo so. Sanina kaya sonomoana niana tayo. Rosa yana kiara. Crush within your heart. Allow that to counterbalance as you face your fears. Know that you are loved and you are love. Give yourself permission to feel that love within you. Masiana kaya sono o hananania kaya. Rona kaya siano komaa. As you continue to dance with light and dark, within and out. Choose joy, for joy can also be anchored unconditionally. Choose joy, laughter, as you meet your shadow, as you dance with your light. Choose contentment and gratitude. Mahaya yo soy. Just breathe and take a moment to be in your body. And feel the love that we there. Thank you. Hugs.
Thank you so much. I know, huge big hug. Kerestomba. Hierog manaid I diorog maraid I urus in aki an it ova. Is yun of a sen out of mahani. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was beautiful.
You're beautiful. Thank you.
I feel like that was very specific, perfect medicine just for me.
Yeah, own it.
This is a design right now. But I want to direct everyone to find you. Where do you?
Okay. My website, so connections, nalinee.com, Facebook, Nalinee Diosara, or official page, Remembering Love and Light Language.
And that's
Instagram.
your YouTube as well, isn't it? Remembering Love and Light Language is also your Instagram. It's your YouTube title as well, isn't it?
Yes, YouTube and Instagram.
Yeah. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Yes, there you go. And I put it at the front there so everyone can see it.
Thank you.
There we are. Perfect. So it's been a pleasure having you today, Nalinee. Thank you so much. I hope we have you again another time. May you go well and do this good. It's nighttime over there for you, is it?
Yeah, it's almost dinner time.
Well, have a beautiful evening. All our love and thanks for being here. Thank you for all your amazing work and everything you're bringing to the world. It is so appreciated.
Thank you for you. Thank you for you. I appreciate you. Thank you. We appreciate you.
Loads of love. Okay, guys, I'll see you all later. Bye-bye. Now, I'm going to just say a quick goodbye of Nalinee's now gone, but I want to give you some information on the rest of the week. So tomorrow we're going to have Jessie May. I am fiddling with her time. She's going to be changed at some point soon, so it'll be a different time for her. And then also later in the week we have the beautiful, I think Anne-Marie Peppercorn's on Thursday. Let me double check. Yeah, Anne-Marie Peppercorn. And then on Friday we have David Bentley, Kim Samidis, and the lovely Lynn, and she hasn't put her last name on, but I know who it is. So there's quite a few coming up in the next week. Please can we share this video along? Share. The light that Nalinee represents and is so much welcomed. Thank you everyone for being here, and I'll see you all again real soon. Bye.